Hello, this is part 41 of our comparative Bible study on the beginning of Jesus' Galilean ministry. During this part, we would like to continue talking about Jesus making 12 of his disciples, apostles in particular, Thomas, James the son of Alphaeus, and his brother during this Bible study. Overall, this is our 81st New Testament Bible study. Concerning the brother of James the son of Alphaeus, during this Bible study we hope to discuss the person who is specifically mentioned as being of James. As we'll discuss later in this Bible study, some believe that James the son of Alphaeus had multiple brothers. During the previous two Bible studies, we discussed the Lord Jesus making his disciples, Peter, Andrew, James, John, Philip, Bartholomew, and Matthew, apostles. During this Bible study, we'd like to move on to the apostle Thomas and the other two as aforementioned. In the Gospel of Matthew, it simply states Thomas. The Gospels of Mark and Luke similarly state and Thomas, and Thomas. And the book of Acts states and Thomas. In the Gospel of John, we have a little bit more information about Thomas, that he was also referred to as another name, Didymus. He was also called Didymus. According to Strong's Concordance, the word Didymus means double or twin. As mentioned in the last Bible study, we were first learning about him and some of the others during this time where Jesus is appointing 12 of his disciples to be apostles. We had not heard about him previously. Next, we move on to James, the son of Alphaeus, who we're also being introduced here as Jesus is making 12 of his disciples apostles. The Gospel of Mark reads similarly, and James, the son of Alphaeus, and Luke likewise, James, the son of Alphaeus, and Acts chapter 1, James the son of Alphaeus. If the name Alphaeus sounds familiar, it may be because in the last Bible study, as well as New Testament Bible study 58, we discussed that the apostle Matthew can be referred to as Levi, the son of Alphaeus. Apparently, there are some commentaries, such as John Gill's exposition of the entire Bible and Matthew Henry's whole Bible commentary, that seem to indicate that Levi, or Matthew the apostle, and James the son of Alphaeus could have been brothers, both sons of Alphaeus. But there are others who disagree with this, citing that there is no specific mention of Matthew and James being brothers in the Bible. I'd like to talk more about James the son of Alphaeus here in a minute, but before that, of the remaining disciples that we have not yet discussed, notice in each of the Gospels there's mention of Judas Iscariot. Judas Iscariot is not mentioned in Acts chapter 1 verse 13 because he's dead at that point. Also notice that there's a mention of a Simon who is not Simon Peter in all four of these lists. Notice how, by process of elimination, there is only one disciple left in all four lists, so it appears that this one apostle has multiple names. The Gospel of Matthew states, and Lebbaeus, whose surname was Thaddeus. The Gospel of Mark seems to shorten this and states, and Thaddeus. The Gospel of Luke and the book of Acts have a different name. There it states, and Judas, the brother of James. And Judas, the brother of James. So this apostle was specifically mentioned as being of James, apparently James the son of Alphaeus. By the way, some commentaries suggest, such as the Matthew Henry Whole Bible Commentary and John Gill Exposition of the Whole Bible, that Matthew, James, this other Simon, and the Judas that we're discussing right now are all brothers. Along those lines, I've also seen it pointed out how this other Simon is listed in between James the son of Alphaeus and Judas the brother of James in the Gospel of Luke. Note also the book of Acts does the same thing. Okay, let's move back to discussing James. By the way, the name James appears to be a Greek variation of the word Jacob appears to be pronounced Jacobus. From the internet, it appears that through the different languages, we ended up with the English version of James. In New Testament Bible Study 20, we provided some examples of how names can be pronounced differently in different languages. So similar to the fact that there are two Judases and two Simons that are apostles, we have two Jameses also. We have James, the son of Zebedee, whose brother is John, and we also have James, the son of Alphaeus. Later in the Bible, we'll find that James, the brother of John, is killed. Then after that, later in the book of Acts, we start seeing references to another James, who appears to be a prominent figure in the early church. Could it be the Apostle James, the son of Alphaeus, or some other James? Furthermore, who is the James that the Epistle of James is attributed to? There are differences of opinion on this, and I would like to talk about two different opinions. One opinion is that this other James is a third James, namely a half-brother of the Lord Jesus. In Matthew 13 and Mark chapter 6, it's noted that people are saying that Jesus' mother is Mary and that he has brethren James, Joseph, Simon, Judas, or Judah. Furthermore, it appears that the James who seems to emerge as a leader in the Christian church in Jerusalem, that the Apostle Paul refers to him as James, the Lord's brother. Other verses speaking of Jesus' brethren are in John chapter 2, where Jesus went to Capernaum with his mother, brethren, and disciples. Later in John chapter 7, we're told that Jesus' brethren didn't believe in him. In Luke chapter 8, we're told of an instance where his mother and brethren tried to approach to him. Also, in Acts chapter 1, right after the list of disciples that we've been discussing, we're told that his mother and his brethren joined in with them in prayer and supplication. So in Acts chapter 1 and John chapter 2, it appears to list Jesus' brethren separate from his disciples. But does that mean that they're mutually exclusive, or is there some overlap? As a comparison, in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, the brethren of the Lord are listed separate from the apostles again. But so is Peter, and we know Peter was one of the 12, so maybe when things are listed in a series like that, it doesn't always mean that they're mutually exclusive. Could some of the brethren of the Lord be apostles just like Peter? A counter-argument to James and these others being half-brothers of the Lord Jesus is that the brethren word here, the underlying Greek word, can be used to denote a cousin. On one hand, this underlying Greek word for brethren can denote a close relationship such as with John and James, and also with Peter and Andrew. On the other hand, the same underlying Greek word for brethren can denote a more broad relationship such as Israelites or Christian brothers. If this does mean cousin, some commentaries indicate that this James in Matthew 13 and Mark chapter 6 is James, son of Alphaeus. One argument is that Mary had a sister who was married to a man named Cleophas, apparently the same name as Alphaeus, one being Hebrew and the other being Greek. From the Gospel of John, we're told that Mary's sister's name was also Mary, and from the Gospels of Matthew and Mark, it appears that she was the mother of James and Joseph. All that being the case, this James, who would be the cousin of the Lord Jesus, could be referred to as James the son of Alphaeus. If so, things could potentially fall into place like this. So could it be that those references to the other James who emerged as a prominent leader in the early church are references to James the son of Alphaeus, who potentially was a cousin of the Lord Jesus? There are probably more theories than the two that I mentioned. Let's stop here. Lord willing, maybe we'll have another Bible study in the future. If I got to share anything good, it's a blessing from God.